Hi, I'm Nile like the river, and this is the MTGO Discovery Zone. This is a new series brought to you by Daybreak Games, where once a week I'm going to have a different Magic the Gathering expert come on and help teach me different Magic formats. They're going to do this by guiding me through a league using their favorite deck. The show airs once a week, Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific Time on the official Magic Online Twitch channel. But don't worry if you miss it, because a couple days after each episode, you'll be able to find the VOD on the Magic the Gathering Online YouTube channel. This week we're playing Standard, and I cannot wait to see what our expert has in store for us. Speaking of, let's go ahead and take a look at this deck that you've brought, which is indeed Boros Convoke. What can you tell us about it?
I played this deck in exactly one tournament, and I won that tournament. I handed it off to my friend Cedric Phillips, who played it in one tournament. He made the finals of the tournament. It is very good standard deck that maybe gained the most from the new set, I think.
Sure.
With Novice Inspector, War Leader's Call, among other things. But basically what this deck is trying to do is go wide on the battlefield. You make a bunch of small creatures and then either use Knight Errant of Eos's Convoke thing to get that thing out on the cheap, draw some more creatures, or War Leader's Call to pump up your creatures. And Imidane's Recruiter can help provide you like the hasty finish you need to kill your opponent. So overall, just like a very synergistic, like low curve aggro deck.
Yeah, I mean, it seems really good. We've definitely had some tough fights with it on the series so far. Many times when you play against it, it feels like someone brought a Pioneer deck to your standard game.
The Pioneer version is not that far off from this one, so that makes sense.
Yeah, now, so let's talk about the sideboard for a minute, especially this Song of Totentons.
Yeah, that
Is,
one I'm honestly not sure of. And if I were going to change the list a little bit more, I might shave down to like 1 or 0 copies. But this is Cedric's list from his RCQ. I just wanted to copy it directly.
sure, sure,
Uh,
sure, sure.
but the songs were my idea for a finisher against blue white control, because after
Mm.
this deck popped up, then blue white control became a thing. They play anywhere from like 6 to 9 sweepers, which
Mm-hmm.
is really difficult for a deck like this to beat. So you have some things that like get you a little bit of card advantage and things like Mirex that have this consistent output, but they're still able to grind you out eventually. So the song is part of a bigger package with the Takesha's Welcomes that are also in the sideboard.
Sure.
So hopefully you play one of these, you get to draw some extra cards from playing your little creatures, you get to keep up with all of their sweepers, and then the song in combination with maybe a War Leader's Call provides like this big fireball effect to
Mm.
finish your opponent off.
That's cool. I like it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get right into a league with this.
Is that what actually happened? Or
Uh,
is that just you coping?
You gotta talk. You gotta talk to Mason. He's got to get a new keyboard. I don't know what to tell you.
Got it. Okay.
Mulligan to 6 or keep this hand. Seems like a lot of lands.
It is a lot of lands. We only have 22. Uh I think a lot of people might look at this and be like, well, we're on the draw and we have a novice inspector, but I think this is a pretty easy mulligan.
All right, easy.
We can do better on 6.
Is this? I mean,
So I think this is better.
mm-hmm.
I am if we had the Knight Errant, it would be a snap keep in my mind.
Sure.
And now it's a lot closer.
Right.
Like you have basically the best possible draw where you have a thing that makes an artifact on turn 1, it followed up with the Gleeful Demolition. I
Sure.
think I
Right.
think we I think we do keep this. I
Ooh, what
do.
do we get rid of?
So I think the frontliner is the weakest card, but I think you're gonna end up discarding a card to a blood, and I want
Sure.
it to be that one.
Sure. That makes sense.
So I think it's an Epicure, because you're gonna want the recruiter to go with all the tokens that you're making.
All right.
And then I think our plan, obviously our draw stuff could change it, but it's probably Novice Inspector on turn 1, because you'd rather demolition away the clue in this scenario than the blood token.
Okay. Makes sense. So we're playing our
Okay.
forge and we're playing our
Well,
inspector.
well, Did anything change as a result of this? So we're playing against blue-white. That's a reckless anchorage, right?
Yeah,
Is
that's
the
the
blue-white
restless
one?
anchorage.
Yeah. Okay. So
And our opponent kept 7.
yeah. It doesn't really matter which thing you play turn 1 against them because they're not going to play a blocker. I think you could just play the Epicure.
Okay, so Mountain Epicure.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So there is always the chance that we just high roll one of the knights and we get to do the Pioneer turn. Didn't happen, but
Did not happen. Also, they have 4 copies of No More Lies. And
sure. We can dream. We can high roll twice.
yeah, so I don't think I really want to run the demolition into that necessarily. So maybe play a Forge and a Novice Inspector and see what happens.
Okay.
Well, that's in there. All right, attack them. Get
All
them.
right, let's do it. We're winning.
And I think we just pass here.
All right, perfect.
They can have deduce, but if they don't and they're just sitting on No More Lies, it means that their turn is kind of dead. Temporary Lockdown is their best card against you. You certainly don't want to overextend into that thing. End of their turn, I would blood away the frontliner, though.
Sure.
Okay, so now we have lands, so probably want to save that Sekenzin for channeling duty. And I don't know if they had a temporary lockdown, would they have used it last turn? I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it's tough to say.
So I could see a world where we just cast the recruiter and try and get in there for a little bit. I could see a world where we take it a little bit slower, just like attack, sack the clue or whatever. I think play the Sundown Pass and the recruiter.
All right, Sundown Pass, recruiter, let's go.
This could be bad because the thing that I would want to do in an ideal world following a sweeper is like play a Gleeful Demolition and then a recruiter, you know?
Right, yeah.
But you don't have that luxury all the time.
Sure.
And if we don't do this, I'm not sure how we're really pressuring our opponent enough to incentivize them to do something.
We did let it happen. They are quick studying, interesting. And we just swing out.
Yep.
Take him down to 11, which feels pretty good.
If you get locked down, the recruiter sticks around. If you get depopped, okay, you know, that's just gonna happen. But yeah, maybe they have nothing. Oh, this is kind of perfect. So now you can play the Battlefield Forge and attack with just a little bit, right? And then if they sweep you, you get to end step Sokenzin, untap, potentially play recruiter. So I think I like
we're just swinging with our 4.
Yeah, I think I like just attacking for 4 and passing. And this is kind of what you have to do against these decks is figure out the best way to work around their sweepers. Like it can be tempting to just like you have these cards, you might as well just play them, right? But that is the easiest way for you to lose, especially when you have the luxury of doing it, which I think we do now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of blue-white control over the last few weeks.
You monster.
Deduce is fun. Let me run 8 of them.
Yeah.
Let me run 8 Deduces.
They should.
But yeah, the games where I feel most confident, all right, it's totally fine.
So they exiled a card? What did they exile?
Oh, they did, didn't they? They exiled a Sunfall.
Okay. They'll likely have another one of those.
We're just good to just keep going through combat, though?
Yep.
But yeah, the games I felt most confident in were the games where like someone clearly thought they were ahead and was just kept committing to the board. And I was like, oh, this is great. This is just more value for my Sunfall next turn.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm sure if your opponent's putting you in situations like this, you're like, oh, I don't really want to just like sweep away these small creatures. I think there's an argument to be made for sacking the clue, but I think you should just let this happen and then Sokensen.
Yeah. Sure.
Let the clue go. Keep the pressure up.
Sure. Now they don't have the mana to no more Lysas.
Yeah, so that recruiter's coming down too. So if we draw a thing that makes an artifact or a land to bring back the frontliner, as long as it's not the Rand Portal. Oh, all right.
Pretty good. All right, so we just do all of that.
So yeah, bring back the frontliner, play the recruiter, and that should be it, right? Unless, I guess they could have another March. That would do it.
So this is enough to be lethal? Yeah.
Well, no, actually, hold on. Yeah, I would demolition the frontliner.
Sure. Just so if they have a March, we still just kind of have them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking that thing was 2 to bring back for some reason, although that math doesn't work out.
Get lost, entered the... Oh, they're gonna...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess this works, but then they have to pitch a card, so...
Sure. Okay.
But now we are kind of all in on this recruiter.
Sure.
We attack, put our opponent down to 2. And then since they got rid of a Sunfall earlier, I think it's pretty likely they have a second one, so we just need to fade them having a land.
Sure. That's a land.
Uh-oh.
That's 5 mana being tapped.
Yep. All right, play that. Crack the clue immediately. I think just off the battlefield forges.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Rats. We hold this for maybe a future blood.
Sure.
All we can do is pass.
2-turn clock?
Sort of. They have 2 anchorages still.
Sure.
So I don't know how much damage that Novice Inspector is going to be getting in. We'll see, though.
Hello, Rebecca. It is indeed Convoke. As a treat for you specifically.
Ooh. So this does run into No More Lies, but... actually, if they do that, then they can't block.
True.
Okay, I think I like just casting...
if they do that, they can still activate this incubator and block.
Oh, they have the incubator too. Yeah, that Novice Inspector's not getting in there. Okay. Yeah, I would convoke off the Inspector. Good call on the incubator.
Thank you, thank you.
Probably not going to matter a whole lot, but a little bit better to leave the Sundown Pass up instead of the Forge.
Oh, sure, that makes sense. Memory Deluge begging for an answer? Or just wanting to make me feel like they found the answer off Deluge? One of my favorite things to do to opponents.
Oh, the other thing is, if they know they're going to do both for sure, then it is technically correct to do the Deluge first to get more information.
Sure.
But yeah, it does make you feel kind of awkward where it's like, oh, they found it. They needed to hit that.
It's called tilt management. Well, run it straight back.
Same sequence again.
Good one. Okay. Let's go.
All right.
Okay.
We got a thing. So they played a deluge and a quick study.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds that one of the cards they picked up was like another sweeper? Like, do we want to just run this inspector out there? And also, does the inspector body really matter that much?
Right, and it would feel pretty bad if they picked up another Temp lockdown, and we never get to draw with our clue.
Also fair.
I don't know. What's your verdict?
I think you can just pass. I think
Okay.
that's fine. I think that you could also make the argument for, you're kind of losing. You're in a bad spot. Maybe just play it out. And I think that that's reasonable too. But I think it's still okay to just hold it.
Sure.
Another deluge.
Wandering Emperor. Don't love them gaining 2 life.
I think that's like them gaining 2 life is not ideal, obviously, but them using it to kill the inspector is not that bad for you.
Sure.
Probably maybe means that they don't have another clean sweeper to just like the 2 of those things, because maybe they would prefer to do that and keep the Emperor at a higher loyalty. I don't know.
Okay, sure. Now, do we do a double convoke?
Yep.
All right.
Because at least then we have 2 mana left over to activate the clue.
Is there any worth to playing the Forge before I do this? Just on the wild chance that they have like a make disappear?
That's fair. The only other thing I was thinking of was like disruption protocol was that's like
Disruptions, that's a hard
artifact,
counter.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I guess
I think it's unlikely they have it.
It is unlikely they have it, but I think you are 100% playing the land this turn.
Okay, so we might as well just play it.
You might as well, yeah.
I
think I was thinking of Disruption Protocol as like a Silumgar Scorn, but it is not that. It's a cancel instead.
Bunnycorn?
The Bun. And now all of our, I was going to say all of our War Leaders calls are on the bottom, but Knight Errant actually shuffles.
Oh, okay.
Because there's not enough text on the card for to just say put them on the bottom. I don't particularly value the Bunnycorn super highly, because if you get swept, the bunny's not doing much anyway, but I do want to crack the clue instead. So I would just pass.
Oh, whoops. Cancel. Little Field of Ruin as a treat. Does it really matter? I guess I'll get a Plains.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's no world where we block this?
You can. I think I would block.
Okay.
It's still just 4/4 vanilla, right?
Yeah.
I would not chump block here, but you might as well trade.
Sure.
Because if they're attacking, it means that they have your stuff covered.
Oh, sure. Okay. Now we crack the clue?
Yep.
Resolute Reinforcements.
So still can't really attack because of those anchorages, so just play the bunny, hold the land.
And we just pass?
We just pass. I guess you could attack, because if they block, it means they can't flashback Deluge this turn, but I think your best chance of winning is them kind of bricking on the deluge and this body translating to something.
Sure.
If this were real life and clock was ticking down, I would probably concede just to make sure you finish the match, but things are a little different online.
Sure. Okay.
Like in theory, we still have outs, right? We could play this end of turn, could draw like a recruiter or something.
Not a recruiter.
Or that. Yeah, play that. Pump it. See what happens.
Sure,
maybe something nice happens. We find a war leader's call. They can't answer it. Yeah, top. But if this gets swept,
then we just go to the next.
You can probably concede.
Sure.
I guess that kind of gets rid of your scry anyway. So
maybe
we'll draw something better, opponent.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Maybe we'll just draw straight into Imidanes.
Are you jealous of your opponent right now?
No, they haven't played a single deduce. I would only be jealous if they played the best card in Magic right now.
Yeah, you've been the one cracking clues.
Exactly. They're jealous of me. All right, concede.
You can concede, yeah. The token makey stuff in there still. Warden is a powerful singular threat, but it just gets caught up in the sweepers. And same thing with the Bunnycorn too. And they're also like not good if you're continually getting swept.
This is tricky.
Yeah, this is one of those hands where it's like the mana in this deck is definitely not perfect.
Yeah.
It can be awkward sometimes, but I think this is fine. I would keep this.
Okay. Are we starting with Sundown Pass? Or are we starting with this on Vampire?
I would really prefer to Cavern of Souls to get that night out.
Yeah.
So I could, if you think like, if we don't draw land, we're probably going to Cavern Vampire and play out the 2 Epicures. I get that. But I think even if we don't draw a land, we might just play out 1 Epicure.
Sure.
We'll see. But yeah, if your plan was to go Cavern on Vampire on turn 2 and then play both Epicures, you might as well just play 1-on-1 and 1-on-2, right? But sure. I really want to hold the Cavern for human.
All right, so Sundown Pass first.
Yep. How good would Cavern have been in that first game, at least before they had all that mana and all those?
Oh, would have been so nice. All right, okay. Unpunished.
Yeah.
We can play this and play our 2 Epicures?
Yes. Your opponent is going to be like, it's fine. I have this No More Lies. I'm good to go.
All right, does this go on human or knight?
Human. There are so many humans in the deck.
Sure.
And then make sure you use the colored mana. And then, honestly, even if you hit 0 creatures, it's still good, you know?
Right.
Card is very good. Instead, boom, we draw 2 cards.
Sweet.
Actually, yeah, it kind of looks like your opponent's playing Quick Study instead of Deduce, right? That would make sense.
Yeah. All right, a little Get Lost.
That probably means Lockdown's coming.
Sure.
I had to guess. Oh.
All right, Gerry.
Okay.
A lot of choices here.
So many choices. I think You play the plains, and you double convoke Cavern of Souls, the Knight Errant, leaving open the Sundown Pass.
Okay. Is there any world where we want to play another creature first to convoke for more?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think you have to. Like,
Sure.
certainly you would like to be able to hit a recruiter off this thing, but I don't think you need to.
Wow. Run it straight back with another reinforcements frontline.
Yes, same stuff. Now do we want to map or blood? Probably blood, right? Blood makes sense. So yeah, just pass.
All right, sure.
If we wanted to map, we would have to do it now.
True, yeah. Quick study. It's like deduce, but on turn 3 and doesn't give you a clue. We love binning frontliner.
Love it.
All right, blood token time.
Yes. And yeah, you nailed it. Frontliner down. It's secondary use other than dying to your own gleeful sabotage.
All right.
Or gleeful demolition.
It feels very Wandering Emperor-y to me.
I don't disagree. But I also don't really want to commit more
to
the battlefield, right?
Yeah.
So I think we are just attacking with everyone and seeing what happens.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I don't think they're super incentivized to sweep you unless their sweeper is like specifically locked down to clean up all the tokens you have too.
So we're fine to just pass here?
No, I was gonna say you're kind of incentivized to play out a little bit more here.
Mm-hmm.
Because you kind of want them to actually commit a sweeper so that you can
sure.
flash in reinforcements end of turn. So I definitely want to keep open the Cavern of Souls and let's say, Sundown Pass, like a red source. But
sure.
What we can do is at least play the Novice Inspector, but I think you start by blooding away the other frontliner off the Sukensen.
Oh, sure. Okay. And then we just play our Inspector and say go?
Yeah, I think so. I would have loved to hit a land there, so you could like also use a map token, but
sure.
Yeah, like maybe this is juicy enough. We'll see. Okay. Yep.
Reinforcements?
Yep. Opponent too good. They knew the Emperor was going to die, and so they just made the 2/2.
Are we knighting?
We are going to knight. Is this maybe a turn where
we want to go bigger?
Yeah. Play the reinforcements off Plains and Sukensen. Because I could see a world where they no moralize this, thinking like you don't have a land drop because you didn't last turn. And that's actually a pretty good trade. Yep.
Sweet.
So now you can play the land, play the knight.
Play the land. Well, we can still
I guess you could do that too. Yeah, play the other reinforcements too. Now, if we brick on this Knight Errant, it's bad.
Sure. Oh, I
Nope.
would not call this bricking.
Nope, that is not a brick. What's the opposite of a brick?
I don't know. That's what we got.
Yeah, I guess maybe we should have conceded game 1 sooner because our clock is getting kind of low.
It's okay. We'll just do like a turn 3 win next game.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Well.
Your opponent is so sick of that Cavern of Souls. Just immediately. I'm gonna blow that thing up. Didn't get swept, so that's cool.
So it feels a lot like they have a counterspell.
Potentially. I think that's fine though. I would just play the recruiter, and then regardless of what happens to it, I think you're still attacking with everyone.
Sure. Is there any world where I'm get losting the samurai?
No. My plan was if they like emperor you or sweep you, you can get lost the lockdown and get a board back.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And then we just swing out anyway?
Yep.
Okay. We love when they march our tokens. That feels very, I don't have a board wipe to me.
Yep, absolutely. And certainly they would have preferred to kill the 4/4 if they had something excess kind of bad to pitch. But I think any white card they have is going to be a thing that kills a creature. So,
all right, do you want?
Yeah, I think just you could just get lost the lockdown. I think that's okay because if they don't have a counterspell for the recruiter, they're going to lose. And if they do have a counterspell, they're kind of incentivized to think about using it here too. So
Sure. If we draw land, do we want to? Oh, let's go. Well, this is 7 lands and a get lost. I don't think that's gonna do it. Or sorry, 6 lands and a get lost.
2 of them are utility lands. Yeah, Mulligan.
True.
Okay, keep bottom Song of Totentans. You are supposed to show up much later. not in our opener. We don't need you.
This is just a Forge Inspector, or I guess Cavern Human Inspector.
So you could Cavern, but I would just do it off the Forge, I think.
Oh, sure. Just to protect us from fields?
Well, yeah, potentially, but the damage doesn't really matter here.
Sure.
And there might be a turn where they specifically leave open mana to try and beat like a knight or something, and then you get to get them with the Cavern. But I think you might be playing it this turn. Oh no, I guess you're not because you drew Thran Portal. You kind of need to play that.
Sure. Thran Portal on plains.
Yeah, white, I guess, or yeah, plains, whatever it asks you to do.
Okay, and then we attack for 1.
Bash for 1. That's it. And our red-white aggro deck has so many options. We could clue token. We could flash in a creature. Instant speed, just whenever we want. Oh no!
I clicked the wrong button. Clicked right through the end step. That was my bad.
Oh no!
All right.
Okay. How does that change things? Because now,
well, it's a little more awkward for sure.
It's a little more awkward. I guess you play War Leader's Call now.
Sure, with the mountain.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Right. Okay, I love that. Yeah, get him. Attack. Only 5 minutes left. It's going to start red flashing at you.
It's fine. It can red flash.
It doesn't bother you? It bothers me so much.
Oh, no.
It's very effective at doing its job. We're just like, hey, you're in danger. I'm like, yeah, I feel it.
I think if they made like a second color that it started flashing at like 1 minute, I think that color would get me.
Oh, okay. All right. Cast the reinforcements.
Just as is.
Yeah.
Mountain Thram Portal?
Sure.
Temporary lockdown entered exile.
Oh, kill those.
Exiling our war leader's call.
Yep, that's fine.
Sure.
Cool. All right.
This means we can play our cavern on human. Do not pick detective. We can do this.
I know it's flashing red.
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried.
Don't worry
I'm so worried.
Two epicures.
All right, so we get Sunfold. We can go double epicure recruiter 9. Still gonna be tough.
All right.
You draw a War Leader's Call or Takacia's Welcome. Play that instead. I guess you could also... Oh, okay, yeah. Just Adventure the Recruiter, I guess.
Adventure the Recruiter. Okay, I like it.
First time I've done this. I wanted to do it in the RCQ, and it just never came up.
Well, now we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it, apparently. We have some knights.
A little lockdown?
We had some knights.
We had some knights. Do we do it again?
Yeah, they can't really counter us, right?
No.
Yeah, run it back. Just pass. This is enough. Save the land.
Sure.
I think even if we draw something like Takacia's Welcome, maybe we can't even play it because of the time.
Sure.
Which is very sad.
Interesting that they didn't leave up any of their Field of Ruins.
Well, probably searching for a lockdown and like didn't. I mean, I guess yeah, keeping open the Murex doesn't do anything.
Well, now we can go Epicure, Gleeful, Imidanes go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's also a world where just playing a recruiter and no, yeah, because you have caverns. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Epicure.
Yeah. Demo.
Epicure again, we go all in?
Yep. Might as well. I guess in theory, this is lethal, but gotta imagine our opponent has something.
Tidebinder?
That'd be incredible.
Let's go! Whoa. Who Who cares about the red? The red doesn't scare anybody. We're so brave.
It was scaring me.